Hey, howdy, what's up? I'm Mercury Owl, here to tell you about cool indie games you should check out. This game is called Frogun. It's an action platformer made by Molegato, styled after classic N64 and PS1 games. In Frogun, you play as Renata, a young girl who's sick of waiting for her archaeologist parents to come back from dangerous ruins. She grabs her family's secret weapon, the Frogun, a frog in the shape of a gun, or a gun in the shape of a frog. The Frogun can shoot out its frog tongue, so Renata can use it as a grappling hook, latching onto walls and enemies. The game is broken up into separate levels that you select from a hub world. In each level, you will need to run, jump, and most importantly, use the Frogun to grapple to faraway platforms and beat up enemies. The Frogun is obviously the core gameplay element and a super fun way to get around. At first, you just need to use it to get from one ledge to the next. However, it very quickly becomes more fast-paced as you can grapple again in midair. Your main goal in each level is to get the fly-shaped emblem at the end. With many different types of platforms like lily pads and moving columns, and different types of enemies like flies, spiders, and crocodiles, new stuff is constantly getting thrown at you on your way to the end. Each level also has multiple collectibles. There are coins, emeralds, note pages, and obsidian skulls to collect, all of which can be collected on separate runs, although all coins need to be collected in one run to count. Each of these collectibles also gives you a fly emblem piece at the end of the level, which allow you to grab optional health upgrades from chests in the hub world. You also get emblem pieces for completing levels without dying and under a certain time for both a normal and expert time trial. But the only thing that you need to collect to beat the game is the fly emblem at the end of each level. Along with the regular platforming stages, there are also races and bosses. In the race stages, you'll go up against Jake and his trusty lizard gun, Snatch. They challenge you to a race and you must beat them or else you have to start the stage over. Each area of the Ruins hub world also has its own boss level. In boss levels, you must complete a short platforming section before coming up to the boss, which you have to defeat to get the fly emblem. These bosses are no joke either. Most of the bosses took me multiple attempts to beat. The game is kind enough to give you a checkpoint before each boss though, so it's not unforgiving. The bosses in Frogun are all great too. Each fight requires a lot of patience as you avoid their attacks and just try to survive until you get a chance to hit them. It's not so tough in the beginning, but by the last boss, the fights become really long and you have to memorize multiple attack patterns and hit the boss a lot of times. In the post-game, there is also a boss rush and brutal rush mode that really test how good you've gotten at this game. Every time you beat a boss, you enter a new area, and each area has its own look and theming, like snow or lava, and new enemy types and designs to go with them. This means that you're always seeing something new and facing a new challenge, like tilting ice platforms in the snow area, or platforms that only appear when you get close to them in the dark area. Frogun uses low-poly models and pixel art textures to give the game a retro look, making it feel like a classic N64 or PS1 platformer collectathon like Mario 64 or Spyro. In the settings, you can also put on a bunch of cool filters to make it look like a CRT screen or an arcade cabinet, and a bunch more. Frogun starts with a short, cute animation to tell you the basic plot of the game, and then you can just jump right into the action and get having fun. By spending coins, you can also buy Renata different hats to give her fun new looks and switch things up. Some of these hats are unlockable after beating bosses, and some you get from chests after collecting certain amounts of items. My personal favorite is the pirate hat. The music is very upbeat and it feels awesome to jump around to the rhythm, especially when you're on a hot streak and blazing through time trials. Sometimes I swear it's like the notes are exactly in tune to when you're jumping. This game's whole soundtrack is full of catchy tunes and it's not too repetitive, so you will constantly find yourself with a new song to jam along to. One of Frogun's strongest points is just how cute and silly everything is. Just look at Renata. She is so dang cute. All of her expressions add so much to every little moment. All of the characters speak Banjo-Kazooie-like jibber-jabber. All the enemies and bosses in this game have so much personality. You can just feel the love in this game everywhere. I wholeheartedly recommend this game to fans of platformers, collectathons, and speedrunning. And as a personal fan of collectathons, I kept going through levels over and over so I could get everything, and I loved every minute of it. My playthrough was about 8 hours, but you could definitely beat it faster if you just collected the main fly emblem pieces. There's even a speedrun mode where you see how fast you can beat it. But I still have lots to collect, so my playthrough is far from over. To me, these games aren't really beaten until you've collected everything, so I'm going to keep playing until I do. That might take me a while though, because some of these time trials are pretty tough, and in the post game there's even a boss rush mode that is really hard. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get a no death run on that. Be sure to pick this game up along with Molegato's second game, Frogun Encore, which just came out and I cannot wait to check it out.